Well, Craigs, you enjoyed some cup success last season. How are you feeling for the cup tomorrow?
Well, I think it's going to be good. I think most importantly, it's still pre-season for us, but for the kids to get a chance to play in a competitive game against a senior side, it's going to be a test for us. We've finished training today and we've kind of emphasised that message that that physically they're going to be bigger than what we've faced so far in pre-season. So it's going to be a good test. We were successful in the cup last year, but we've got a few new players in. Trying to get through pre-season without any injuries. Waiting for the season to start can be, probably a little bit impatient at times. But yeah, we can't wait for it.
Seeing the likes of Alan Campbell and some other boys, and obviously Chris Cadden's really stamped his authority in the first team. How proud are you seeing the boys make that step up?
Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to try and progress them as much as we can. Ross McLean got on at the weekend against Renard. Dylan Mackin's been on the last couple of games. Alan Campbell's been involved. David Turnbull's been thereabouts. So, that's the key message we have to give. I had said to them last year that Ben Hall going into the first team and Chris Cadden had to be the kind of target that the players had to aim for, that they have to be part of that squad and look to try and move forward. So it's good. These games just re-emphasise that tomorrow night. The players can see that some are playing to stay in the 20 side, some are playing to try and get into the first team. So everybody's got a reason for playing in the game, and tomorrow night will be a little test for us, and I just hope we can match up to it.
The game will be getting played here at Fir Park now. Will that be a good opportunity for the boys playing on a surface like that and it's looking in great condition?
Well, some of the players haven't played here before, so we had a couple of 20s games here last year. Probably would have liked a few more. I'm hoping we'll get a few more this season. So it just adds a little bit extra to it, that they get a chance to play in the stadium. Some of their parents, their families, whatever haven't, can come along. Hopefully plenty of Motherwell supporters will come along and give them some vocal support. Last year in the Youth Cup final, I think we had something like 1,500. So, if we could get a few in tomorrow night, it certainly gives them a boost. But, they come in here every day and they train and they go to the gym and they walk by the pitch and never actually get on it. So tomorrow night we hope it just adds a little bit more spice to it for them. Yes, it's a little bit more pressure, but, somewhere along the line in football you have to have a little bit of pressure that try and brings the best out in you. So, I'm hoping it'll add a little bit to it. The pitch is magnificent. It's looking really good. I see Paul Hoyt cutting it just now. I don't know if he's too fussed on having the game on it, but unfortunately we're here, so it should be a good night.
You mentioned there's some new faces in the team, not just in the Cup. What about this season? What are the kind of expectations and aims for yourself, Craigs?
Sometimes it's difficult at 20s. I came in last year and had no real expectation because I didn't know what the players were going to be like, how they would adapt, how we'd evolve as a team. I think we evolved as the season went on, and it could probably end up being the same this year. Depending on who stays, we may send one or two out on loan. We may have to bring a couple of ones in to replace that. We have a few younger boys in, like Jamie Semple's in. Jamie's only 15, he's been training. James Scott's come in full time, he's only 15. Jordan Armstrong, I think, he's just turned 16. So we're quite young relatively in that respect. So when you work with younger players, it can be a little bit inconsistent, a little bit up and down. 6th in the league and having cup success last year was probably beyond anything I thought we'd ever get. So you think some along those kind of targets. Winning the cup again might never happen. It's the first time it happened in our history. That'll be further down the line. But just to see progression in the players is the key. For them to be up training with the first team on a regular basis, trying to push into the first team squad, performing when they get the chance for the 20s, and then us all evolving together. I think that's got to be the key.
And how do you find it with obviously a pundit career going on as well? You're a busy man.
Yes, I'm not envying you today having to ask the questions because I had to do it yesterday up at Tannadice. So listen, I enjoy both. I think they both have a role for each other that, when you're being a pundit and you're talking about games, because you're working in the game every day, I think it keeps your eye in. You talk about tactics, you talk about shape and the technical side of the game. I think it helps you. Likewise, when you're a pundit, you're always watching games for the shape of teams and rotations and players. So it becomes a little bit technical and tactical at times. But I enjoy both roles. Tomorrow night I've got the manager's hat on, so I'll be on the bench shouting and screaming like a madman. But if it works, then I think we'll all enjoy it.
All the best, Craigs.
Cheers. Thanks. Cheers.